please. Testing. Testing. Hello. Dr. Grind. Godfather. HR3. Come to the studio, please. It's time to go live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nation.
Broadcasting from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is TGD Today. And now please welcome Hero the Third,
HR3,
Al Cloyd,
Dr. Grind,
George Honeycutt,
The Godfather.
All right, welcome back, everybody. TGD TV, TGD Radio. This is TGD Today, and of course, Pro Golf Talk Live with HR3. Hugh Roy the Third's in the house. So, how are you, Hugh, baby?
I'm doing all right, Georgie. You?
We've had some good programs today.
Not bad.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Again, a couple things happening on the tours around the world. Of course, we got Tiger's quote-unquote tournament, unofficial tournament, but there is some prize money for 18 players there in Orlando. Started today. They get started about 11:30, about this time right now, Eastern Standard Time in the Windermere, Florida at Isleworth. Of course, I've had the opportunity to play in Isleworth and got to meet Shaq there. Interestingly, he pulled up the evening we played, and interestingly, he was in a two-seater Mercedes. Then the back seats had to be removed, and his driving seat and the passenger seat had been moved to the rear, so he could get in and out of it.
That's amazing.
But Isleworth is a lot of fun. Some interesting statues out on that golf course.
Oh yes.
The owner is an art lover and evidently had traveled around the world and bought several large pieces of art, if you want to call them that, and had them placed out on the golf course. So it kind of adds again to Isleworth as an experience to play, but it's a fun golf course. It's challenging. There's some holes.
It's a very private community, and that's why a lot of the guys and the athletes like it. They can get away.
Yeah, of course, it was home to Tiger, and Isleworth was, of course, the made famous really back in '97. Tiger, in preparation for the Masters that year, the week before, was playing a practice round with Mark O'Meara and shot 59, official record, their course record there at the course. Again, he wasn't hitting multiple balls. He was putting everything out, and actually he started kind of fooling around on the back nine. As the story goes, I played golf literally weeks to months after that event. And I played with a physician that was actually playing in that group with them that day. And so he was able to reenact the 59 for me. And they ended up putting some plaques in the fairways and all where Tiger had hit maybe his second shot on a par 5 or whatever. But O'Meara evidently had to go up to Tiger on the 12th or 13th hole and pop him in the back of the head and tell him to get his head out of his butt because he could literally be setting a new course record. And so evidently Tiger got refocused again and then finished up strongs to shoot 59. So, Isleworth is known because they've had the Tavistock Cup there. These 18 players, many of them Zach Johnson defending this year. So, but there's only 18 playing, and kind of give you a breakdown of who's there. And we'll go through the players, and you and I will take our picks as to who we think maybe will pick up this win this week. Again, unofficial, but however, they do earn world ranking points, and they get a nice check. So
yeah, I was going to say there's a pretty good bit of cash to go along with this.
Yeah.
A purse of $3.5 million. I mean, there's some cash to be made.
And it's being sponsored by the Hero Motorcorp Group. And again, this is a new 4-year agreement between Tiger and the Hero Motorcorp Group, and they are playing Isleworth this year. This has been played really for the last 15 years out at Sherman Oaks.
Sure, yeah, I was going to say it's out in California.
Yeah, and now it's moved to Isleworth for only 1 year, and then next year it moves down to the Bahamas. they're going to be playing at the Albany Golf Course there in the
Wow.
Bahamas.
That'll be nice.
So that's actually in the agreement with Hero Motor Group, and they'll be playing down there 2015, 16, and 17.
Hero Motor Group. That's Indian
That's right.
motorcycles, right? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, again, the Hero World Challenge at Ellsworth, again, only 18 players in the field. This is the 16th event for the, but it's the first time ever played, interestingly, in Florida. So it'll be, it's always good to see them playing in this thing for the last 15 years out of Sherman Oaks. And, Sherman Oaks is a just prestigious golf course.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Great track.
wonderful to watch on television. But Ellsworth also, too, has some of those holes that kind of draw your attention. They got the par 3 that you got to hit out over the water, and you really got to hit around 2 trees off the tee box just to reach the green. It's kind of strange, especially you see it on TV and you don't say, well, those trees really don't come into play. Why they keep talking about them? And then when you actually go back there on the tee box and go to hit the shot, as I've done, then you look up and go, well, holy crap, those trees are in the way, So,
well, it's funny. Heather's got a story about Ellsworth too, George, and then we'll get into the tournament. But when she was representing myself, Brett Quigley, Mark Lai, a bunch of us out on the tour, she also was Jan Stevenson's agent and was down at Ellsworth at Jan's house.
Oh, really?
And apparently Jan goes, "Come on, we're going to run out to the store," and they got on her Harley and took off. Heather's like, "I thought we were
Heather's
getting in
on the back of the
She goes,
Harley?
"I thought we were getting in a car. I was on the Harley." So
Jan
good
Stevenson. Jan Stevenson is one of those ladies that she should be included in the discussions of moving the LPGA forward.
Oh, no question about it.
Okay.
She was the first doll of the LPGA.
Yeah, she was the first sex pot per se. She came out with that calendar, which I had to have.
Oh yeah, her father had it. Heather's father had it on his wall in his office.
Oh, dude, I went and it was if you bought a box of MaxFly balls, you got the calendar. And I literally went that week and paid, I think that was back in the 80s. I went and paid $36, I think it was, for a box of those balls. And they were really worth probably 12. But so I paid $20 premium for that calendar.
Well, it's funny because my mother-in-law, she got so mad because Heather got her dad a picture from Jan and got it signed because she had to go through the show and help Jan find her clothes.
Was it
and
one
stuff.
of her swimsuit pictures?
I don't. It was just one of those. Not really a swimsuit, but it was one of those, with the skirt and the whole thing.
Oof.
And she signed it to Bill, get well soon, whatever, Jan.
Yeah.
And her dad went out and got a frame and hung it up in his office. And next thing you know, Joanne's like, "Why don't you have any pictures of mine hanging up in your office?"
Oh, that's good.
So it's a pretty classic story for a pretty neat situation.
Yeah. Boy, if I could, I would have married that damn calendar. That was good stuff, dude. Let's talk about some of the players there in Tiger's event down at the Hero World Challenge. You got Henrik Stenson, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Bubba Watson, Justin Rose, Chris Kirk, Graham McDowell, Hideki Matsuyama, Jason Day, Steve Stricker, Jimmy Walker, Patrick Reed, Hunter Mahan, Matt Kuchar, Zach Johnson, defending champion, Tiger Woods, Keegan Bradley, and Billy Horschel. And it's good that Billy's playing in it because really during the wraparound season, again, started 7 events ago, he's only had one top 70 finish in the first 7 events for this new season. So it'll be nice to get into a no-cut field and pick up a check.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good
for Billy. He gets a little holiday money.
There you go.
But, okay, you got all these players. It's a very limited field, Hugh. Who do you like maybe picking up this event? Again, unofficial, but they do pick up world golf ranking points. So,
all right, we're going with 2 or 3.
No, just pick one.
Pick one?
Just pick one.
All right. Oh, Heather said to tell you it was the Pittsburgh Persimmon picture.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Shoot.
So I am going with Jimmy Walker.
Okay, interesting. I didn't think you would go him. I think I'm going to go with Justin Rose.
Okay. Good.
That's his backyard. He's played the golf course 1,000 times, probably as many as Tiger has, if not more. And I just think, Justin's been playing well. He played well during the race for Dubai. He played well, of course, at the Ryder Cup. So I just think this is going to be his home track, and he's going to fit the ice. So
I like what I saw last year out of Jimmy Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I like his mannerisms, his demeanor, the way he approaches the game. Nothing seemed to bother him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't change anything because
You know-
he got to be number one on the money list and whatnot, and he went out and played golf.
yeah, I think Bubba would be a good pick. It's interesting, he just had the win in India, and he lives there at Ellsworth, and he has a real easy week. He's got his buddy staying with him at the house, Ricky Fowler, and interestingly, they are paired together today. They are teeing off together, and so that'll be a lot of fun. They'll do the cookouts and the ping pong and the air hockey and all that, and so you got to watch for Bubba. His putting, again, when he has a bad putting day is when he takes himself out of tournaments. But I think right now his ball striking is probably as good as it's been over the last couple of years. So
He's been playing well lately. I tell you what, George, I want to see, and everybody's been talking about it and all the swings on Facebook and on social media and stuff with Tiger and the new swing and this and that. It does look pretty good. I want to see the positive shots as opposed to the negative shots throughout this tournament since he's been gone for a few months, just to see how far off he is.
yeah,
I think we're going to see a different Tiger Woods. The golf swing looks a lot less stressful now. It doesn't look as mechanical and as tight and tense, which I like what Como's done with him. I think the golf swing, his pace is better.
Has Como even had the time to make an effect?
They've been together a lot longer than you think, Pards.
Okay.
A lot longer than they ever announced.
Okay.
I know how secretive Tiger is, and Tiger's been with him for a while since he's been able to do anything.
So he's had an effect. But,
Yes.
Hugh, we've talked about this with Tiger, and the one real thing that has gone south in his game that has really, of course, he had the health issues and back, knee, ankle, wrist, head, whatever you want to talk with Tiger. But until he gets back to where he is the world's best putter and has the world's best short game, Tiger's not going to get back into that major championship winning role. And if Tiger gets his putting back and his hands back, his feel, which, Tiger is and was the best. He didn't miss a putt for 5 years inside of 5 feet and in.
I agree.
And so, until he gets that back, he can go out and look, swing, hit it good, whatever. But if he's not getting the ball in the hole, dude, he's not going to do anything. So we'll wait and see. You notice he's not even on the ticker as far as a pick for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Would I like to see him come and surprise everybody and win this damn thing? Sure.
Yeah,
it'd be great for the game.
And I wouldn't even say win. I'd say just get up there to where he's in the last couple of groups to where people are watching and seeing, and let's see what he does with it. He's been out of the limelight for a long time and out of the heat in the kitchen, George. So, it takes a while to get back used to it.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
I think he finishes realistically down, maybe 15th out of 18, 14th out of 18, whatever. I really do think probably you're going to see either Billy Horschel or Chris Kirk or I don't know, Steve Stricker, maybe.
Strick's been up in Wisconsin, up in the snow.
Yeah, he's not.
No.
This is
more
more
for him
of
to get to some decent weather.
Well,
Bring
this is
Nicky down.
and this is more of too him just supporting the cause.
Yes.
So this is one of those events where Tiger sends you an invitation to play.
You play.
And you play.
Yeah.
So it's like Hideki Matsuyama. Where does he get qualified for this? Well, it's because the Lee Westwoods and your Martin Keimers and some of your others that would probably be here are also playing in an event that's going on over in South Africa right now.
Yeah.
So, again, also a person I like for this week is Henrik Stenson.
I agree with you. I think Stenson's still one of the top players in the world without a question of a doubt. And then, you've got Mr. Top 5 in there in the field as well.
Yeah, you do. You would kind of hope that if you look at the power rankings, if you look at everything where he fits in the world right now, he is working his way in the world golf rankings up inside the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
He is working his way up toward the top 5. So I hope he continues with that aggressive, positive approach to his game and just basically carefully handles his words in any kind of post-round interviews.
Yeah.
Because right now, the only thing that Patrick Reed's done wrong, in my eyes, in the last 18 months is just said the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Exactly. Just wrong things coming out of his
I
mouth.
mean, he played spectacularly. He handled himself extremely well at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he did too.
So again, you got to watch Henrik Stenson. Of course, he just wins the race for Dubai, the event itself. Although Rory had won the official race for Dubai, and but again, Henrik Stenson's just he's just a striker of the golf ball, dude. And for his age and see his length that he still has, and the way he attacks and goes at the golf ball, he's another one. He's like a Bubba Watson that if his putter gets hot, nobody can catch him.
Yeah.
So I think he should be considered up there. But I'm leaning toward Justin Rose. And you picked Jimmy Walker. Is that right?
I did.
Okay. All right. We'll move on. Talking next real quick, European Tour again, as we mentioned, is over in South Africa at Mr. Gary Players Country Club. And they are playing the Nedbank Challenge. And
Sun City, which is, folks, where it used to be the $1 Million Challenge. I mean, this is another limited field. It's not a large field.
Not a large field, no.
You've got some top players. Fortunately for me, I've been able to play it a bunch, going over there for 6 years, and it's summertime over there, where it's wintertime most places here in the United States. But what a wonderful golf course! I mean, it's one of those, you're out there playing golf, and you can see a family of baboons, you can see lions, you can see anything.
They had elephants coming up to the creek.
Well, it backs right up to the game park right there,
Yeah.
which is it's pretty amazing. But the facility itself, the hotel, the casinos, it's just a beautiful place. And back in the day, I'd say 15, 20 years ago, it was the $1 Million Challenge. It was the $1 Million tournament before golf got into that era. And it had a little more flair to it. But to still see, the Angel Jimenez, Tim Clark, Louis Oosthuizen, Gallagher, Kopka and those guys over there. I mean, they're supporting this and getting this thing, and I'd like to see them get it back to where it was, because it is, I'm telling you, George, it is a fantastic golf course.
Yeah, you got Lee Westwood. You've got, again, Bruce Koepka played the front nine today phenomenally. He all of a sudden gets to the back and starts struggling, but ends up at 2 under par.
Well, it only takes a couple of wayward tee shots, and I promise you're not going in there looking for it.
George Cotsey pushes one of his drives. Actually, it was an approach shot to the par 5 14th, I believe it is. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But pushes his second shot into some gunge that was they're wondering, holy crap. And, of course, the on-course reporter heads over there, and it just happens to be in an area where the maintenance crews had been taking all their maintenance equipment and on a kind of like a cut through the jungle road.
Yeah.
And he just happened to land just outside the tire tracks, and the ball was sitting up. But, other than that, they were wondering where the caddy was going, and the on-course reporter made the comment, said, I think he's going to get a rifle.
Yeah.
And because, quite obviously, where George was walking back and forth trying to determine which tree he was going to try to fly over to get to the green, it was just nothing but snake area.
There's green and black mambas there. You get bit by one of those, you've got about 15 seconds.
Yeah, you're toast.
And it's Katie bar the door, you're done. And so, it's just one of those golf courses. It's out in the bush, and it's, you've got a beautiful, like you saw, the overviews of the hotel, the casino, and the pool, wave pools and all that. And you've got the other golf course that Mr. Player did up on the mountain up there that's really cool. But it's just it's a beautiful place, and I'd be curious to see what the scores look like, and if anybody runs away with it, or if everybody kind of just settles down.
Well, one of the interesting things that happens in the first round is Marcel Siem ends up winning himself a car.
Wow.
So
hole in one?
Yeah, a little
Nice.
Little hole in one. So that's a lot of fun. They'll be showing that a lot, of course, during the coverage. And again, the coverage is starting early because of the time difference. So you're able to get up early here on the East Coast or wherever you are, Australia. It doesn't matter, but it's one of those tournaments that you enjoy watching. First off, in support of Mr. Player, and Secondly, is because he will during each day of coverage make appearances inside some of the booths, and he is one of those hosts, much like Mr. Nicholas is, and much like Mr. Palmer is. He is one of those hosts that will personally go out and greet and speak to every one of the players. He will make sure that he goes out and interacts with the players. And Hugh, you can. The players, they have a function for them every night over there until Friday night, and it's not a demand that you participate, but it just seems like jointly all the players participate.
It's just a given.
Yeah,
it's a given. You know that you're invited, and if you're invited by Mr. Player, you go. And
right.
He is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life, and that's just something that you do out of respect more than anything. It's not something you have to do. It's just out of respect for someone that was a hero.
Right. I was bringing up the live scoring. I don't know if you have it.
I had it up.
My internet
6 under was low.
Okay. Again, good scoring out on that golf course today. The conditions were perfect, dude. It was a little warm for them. You see many of the players using their umbrellas for shade, but little breeze. Very little breeze. They've gotten quite a bit of rain of late, but the golf course was playing. They were playing the ball down. There was no lift clean in place. So 6 under par on that golf course is
pretty
good
darn good score. Because if that
playing.
golf course gets to playing long, trust me, it's not wide open. It's tight.
Right.
And so you got to drive your golf ball. It makes it a little tougher.
And there was a couple people at -6, and if I'm not mistaken.
I believe there's one, and then there's a bunch at -4.
Okay, all right. So
I'll pull it back up here.
I lost my internet here. So
you've got Ross Fisher at 6 under, shot 66 today. Then you got George Coetzee,
right.
Marcel Siem 4 under, Alexander Levy at 4 under, and then it goes to Miguel Angel Jimenez at 2 under, Tim Clark at 2 under, Louis Oosthuizen 2 under, Stephen Gallagher, Bruce Kopka at 2 under, and Charles Schwartzel.
Just look at that list of names,
so,
dude.
I mean, it's a European tour list, but then again, you look at it, you go on down. Luke Donald's playing, like you said, Westwood's playing, Brennan
Right.
Todd's over there playing,
Right.
Pablo Larrazabal. I mean, Jamie Donaldson. I mean, it's just a good field.
Yeah, great field, and again, good golf course. And this is their first event now for their new season.
Yes.
So this is the first event for the new 2015 race for Dubai. So it means a lot.
Yeah, we'll see what the boys can do.
Means a lot. It'll be a lot
See
of
if they
fun to
stay
watch.
at the casino.
And we'll, of course, give you all the follow-up and the results and summary of everything that happens in these two events we've talked about here on Monday Morning Golf Wrap, brought to you by TGD. And we're so thankful that you've joined us today for our TGD Today programming. And this has been Pro Golf Talk Live with HR3 and George Honeycutt. And, of course, TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, please navigate over to our featured course pages. These courses are all in partnership with us, and we love them, and we love playing them. And we try to give you some course conditions, some specials, and much more information that you would need about these quote-unquote courses. Need help with your next golf vacation? You could just give us a call here at the Golf Director. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1. Just ask for Dave. Just call Dave at 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show that you may have missed, click on the TGD TV radio or TGD TV tabs at the menu screen on thegolfdirector.com. For Jeff Gilder, George Honeycutt, and Hugh Roy III, we thank you for tuning in, and there's more TGD golf news and information coming up next.